Much is said about sponsorship, but what does it really mean? You're busy dealing with technical issues in your team. You've got a very busy agenda and you're busy delivering business results. You've been promoted in a management position based on your expertise. Well, if you recognize yourself in any of those situations, when faced with the implementation of change, you probably don't know where to start. The first step is for you to make sure you understand the change that's coming. If you don't understand it, you'll never be able to help your team get through the change. There are 3 abilities that you'll need to develop to be able to support your team through the change. Raise awareness, manage adoption, and also coach and support them through the integration of that change. Raising your team's awareness of why you're changing, what you're changing to, and what are the consequences of that change to them. Sounds easy? Well, in my experience, most managers simply don't know what to answer. Why? Well, probably nobody's taken the time to explain the change to them and make sure they understood it. But it is your responsibility as a manager to make sure that the communication in your team is done and is done efficiently. That means you will have to deliver many of those messages. So make sure you understand what you're trying to tell them. I was called into a plant that had just implemented lean manufacturing. They told me, look at it. It's clean, it's well organized. Just watching the line, you'd expect it to work, wouldn't you? But it didn't. Now, during the design of the solution, all the lean principles had been well thought out and well considered. But people just weren't adopting the right behaviors to make it work. Well, at the end of the day, remember one thing. You are the one who will be responsible for and will have to report on the realization of the benefits expected from your change. So you know what? You'd better make sure your people adopt it. That means that you'll have to be able to recognize the reaction and act accordingly. Once the change has been implemented in your team, you now have to start integrating it. That means that you have to coach and support your people until they fully integrate the new processes, the new work practices, the new behaviors. It also means that you'll have to accept the fact that they may make mistakes for a while. But when they do, make sure you sit down with them, review what happens, go through what should have been done, and make sure it doesn't happen again. But that will require 3 things. It will require a good sense of observation, good teamwork, and patience. Patience? Yep. Because you have to accept the fact that your productivity may take a hit for a while. But your job is going to be to make sure that this productivity level goes right back up rapidly. A successful change will start with you adopting it. After all, you're going to be accountable to deliver the business results that was expected from that change. So if you don't understand it, how will you be able to support your team in its adoption? So if it's not clear to you, make sure you knock on your management's door to get the right answers. After all, if it's not clear to you, it will never be clear to your team. I'm Manon Champagne, co-founder and president of A+ Transition.